Hey guys, it's Amy with Lily Bean Designs. How is everyone doing today? We are painting this last bonus file for our clubhouse opening this week. So I'm just getting all my pieces ready for you guys. Okay, so this sign, I know you guys have been waiting for this one. There's lots of layers that go together in this sign. So we are going to start with the very back layer. So I'm going to take all of these pieces off. And you'll see everything is scored for you, because the first thing that we want to do is we want to paint this sunrise. So we will get that going first. So if you're joining me today, hop in and say hello and tell me what's going on and what you're doing today. And we will get started on this. I'm trying to do like an ombre kind of sunrise. Let's see, I'm picking out some yellows and some blues. And a little bit of white. So this sign lights up. We're going to be putting some fairy lights in the back of it. And I'll show you how those go in. And you can get any little set of fairy lights that you want. They sell them at all the craft stores. I actually got mine at Aldi. They had some fairy lights a while back, so I got mine there. I'm just putting some different colors of paint on my plate. We're going to start playing with this this sunrise. Let me get a few more colors. Okay, so far, here's my little paint palette here, y'all. So far, I am going to use, this is Apple Barrel Real Yellow, and then just some plain white. And then this is Apple Barrel Pool Blue, Deco Art Bright Blue, and Apple Barrel Cloudless. So that's what I've got so far. So we're going to see how that goes. And so what I want to do is kind of figure out like where I need to start my sunrise here. Okay, so I'm going to do a little, just a very light pencil line. Very light, just to kind of see if I can even see that. I can see that pretty good. Let me try, put a little bit of a darker line here. Okay, so that just tells me just a very light pencil line just to see. Hey Holly, how are you? Thank you. I'm excited to paint this sign. I'm a little nervous because I haven't painted this one yet. I haven't painted any of these yet. I'm just kind of painting as I go this week. So hopefully this will turn out looking pretty. Okay, I need some more light in here, y'all. Hold on. Let me get a little bit more light. Okay, so I'm going to start with my yellow, and I'm going to go just where my pencil line is. I'm going to start doing some yellow right here. Just all the way across. And then I'll go down a little bit lower. I don't need to go all the way to the bottom because you won't see that, but I'll go a little bit down just in case any of that shows. All right, but I definitely want yellow to show for a good portion of this sunrise before we get into the blue. All right, and then the same with over here. I hope that this looks good. Like I said, I'm a little nervous to paint this one. Y'all know I always say I'm better at making files than I am painting them. And I meant to paint this one ahead of time so I could play with it, and then I just did not have the time to do it. So we're going to play together today, and we're going to hope that it turns out good. All right, now we're going to go a little bit below the pencil line again, just to kind of make sure that we're all covered up. Oh, Holly, thank you so much. I've been making files for a long time, and we've had the club for going on 4 years, which is crazy. But I do love designing. It's kind of like writing. I feel like sometimes I have writer's block. I have like designer's block, but then sometimes I have times when it just like pops in my head an idea. And usually that's at night for some reason. Like in the middle of the night, I'll wake up. Hey, Sheila, how are you doing? I am doing good. We are getting ready to head back to Virginia tomorrow. So we are packing up today and doing all the things. So we just had a company come out to service our generator because the power went out the other day and our generator did not come on. We have a whole house generator and we don't want to be stuck in the summer down here in Louisiana with no air conditioning if that happens again, because it is very, very hot here in South Louisiana. So we got that fixed. Okay, so I'm going to blend these, but for now I'm going to do white next. So I'm just kind of going along above. This is going to look like a hot mess at first. But I want some white before I get to the blue, because we don't want to go straight from yellow to blue, because guess what happens when we mix yellow and blue? We get green, and we don't want a green sky. You might want a green sky. I don't want a green sky. All right, so then I'm going to get my brush wet. And not like sopping wet, just a little bit wet. And then I'm going to start blending here. Just trying to kind of blend these colors together so it's not just a stark line where the yellow ends and the white begins. Kind of an ombre look. It's really not hard though, y'all. Just a little water on your brush is all it takes. All right, so now we're going to go to blue. So I'm making sure that I don't have any yellow on my brush at all when I do my blue. Yeah, we definitely need our, oh, you're in Southwest Florida. Yeah, you need AC too. We definitely need our AC, that is for sure, down here. It is already running for the season. I'm doing the light blue next. And just going along above the white. This has given me color inspiration for my next crochet project. I'm always looking for color inspiration for a crochet. I like this yellow and blue together. All right, so I'm getting my brush wet again, and I'm just going to kind of blend the white and the blue. So it's not a stark line there. All right, and then I'm going to grab my little bit darker blue color. So this is the pool blue, and I'm going to add that. As my next color. We're getting to the top here. And we do have a frame, so not all of this is going to show, but that is okay. I do want to just put a little bit darker blue at the very top though. Might not see much of it, but I think it'll be noticeable. All right, and again, I'm just going to wet my brush. Oh my gosh, Shannon, 32 and snowing in Wyoming, good Lord. And we're down here cranking the AC in Louisiana. I was laying by the pool yesterday, girl. I could not handle that cold weather. That is not for me. I'm from Virginia, and I like one good snow a year, and then after that, I'm done. I don't want any more snow. All right, and my last blue color. The very top. Just kind of, that's not really even going to show because of that frame, but a little bit of this will show. And we'll just bring that all the way to the top. All right, and then again, get my brush wet. And blending. Does it get, I've never been to Wyoming. Does it get hot in the summer? Like how hot does it get? I guess everywhere in the United States gets somewhat hot in the summer, right? Except for maybe Alaska. I've never been there either though, so. Okay, so I have no idea how this is going to look when I get it all together, but I'm adding a little bit of white. A little bit of white in here, just to kind of blend that in. I don't want it to turn green. Okay, I think I'm going to leave well enough alone and just go with that, and we'll see how that looks. All right, so let me kind of hold this here and just see what I think that's going to do. I think that's going to be pretty. I hope that doesn't look too much like a sunset with that dark blue at the top. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that's going to be too dark? Do you think I need to lighten it up a little bit? Maybe I need to do a little bit more light blue at the top. What do y'all think? Alaska is amazing. Oh, a quilting cruise. That sounds fun. I don't quilt, but I like to look at quilting videos. I know that sounds silly, but like I just don't know that I have the space or the time or the patience for quilting. I'm going to lighten this up a little bit. I feel like it's going to look like a night sky. And then we might bring that white up. You maybe don't even need that darker blue at the top. So let's try this. That dark blue is pretty, but it looks like a night sky to me when I put the frame up. So I'm just adding some more of the light blue, and then I'll probably add some more of the even lighter blue to blend that in. And we just kind of play with it. We do some Bob Ross vibes here. Happy accidents, right? This is the lighter blue. I think that looks more like a daytime sky. You like the dark blue? It's pretty. I don't want it to look like the sun's setting. All right, and then I'm going to pick up some of that white again. I need more white. That's got too much blue. Hold on. All right, and maybe a little bit more white, and then we'll do the yellow again. And then I just got my brush wet just to kind of blend the white and the yellow a little bit more again. Okay. I think we might leave well enough alone there. Do you know they have crafters cruises? I have heard of crafters cruises before. I don't know if there's a crochet cruise. I'm guessing there probably is. I do crochet. Okay, I think that looks more like a morning sunrise. So we will leave it at that. All right. Let me see. So our next layer is this layer. And then I'm confusing myself. Hold on. All right, I think that's the top because that's where the rock goes, right? Wait 1 minute. These top two layers, I confuse myself every time with how this works. Okay, no, the solid frame is on the very top, I think. And then the rock fits down in there like that. Okay, yep. All right, so this is the very top. This one we don't have to paint. And all right, so this one we have to paint, but we only have to paint like all of this part. We don't have to paint the outside frame of it. Okay. I'm talking to myself, y'all. Just let me talk to myself. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to add these little circles right here. And the reason that we do this is because this gives the space for the lights. And we don't have to paint these. They're not going to show. right? So I'm going to let those dry. And then while that's drying, I'm going to paint my bird and my like sun rays. So hold on, I'm splashing paint on my phone over here. All right, let me get some tape. That sounds so fun to go on a crafting cruise. I know I've seen scrapbooking cruises. I don't know if I need this much, but we'll just put it there just in case. That's crooked. Oh well. Okay, good enough. Okay, so what we're going to do is we just want to make sure these don't have to be exactly like in order, but I do want to make sure that they're all kind of lined up like they're going to be, because I'm going to paint them in like an ombre kind of colorway. So I'm just kind of placing them kind of like they're going to be. Let's put our bird right there. And then the little ones in the middle. And you don't have to do these if you don't want to. If you just want to kind of paint them or just leave the sky like it is, you don't really have to have these. I just thought they'd be pretty. This reminded me of, you know, when you're little and you draw pictures of the sky and you always do like the sun and the rays and a couple of birds, like the little, you know, the little V kind of shaped or W shaped birds. That's what it reminded me of. Speaking of birds, can you all hear all those birds chirping out my window? There's a lot of birds out there. Okay, so we are going to paint these like, where did my orange go? Okay. So I've got this Harvest Orange by Apple Barrel that I'm going to use. And I'm going to grab a sponge stick. And I'm going to do orange towards the bottom. And then I just need the smallest little sponge stick that I have here. And then I'm going to do white towards the top. And then I'm going to see if I can get this to work with the sponge stick, with the edge of the sponge stick. I'm going to kind of blend these in the middle with this yellow. I'm just using like the side edge of it. You could probably paint these just like all orange. Okay, just like that. And I think our bird, since he's in the sky and he's going to have like more of a shadow on him, I think I'm going to paint him like navy. Like a dark, dark blue. So this is Primary Blue by Deco Art. And one more sponge stick. Just kind of do him in like a darker blue. That'd be pretty. I guess he's supposed to be a dove though. He's supposed to be a dove, right? So maybe I should paint him white because he's supposed to be white. Oh, now I'm questioning. I didn't even think about that. Okay, are doves always white? Y'all have to tell me. I'm not good at this nature thing at the birds. Tell me if he's supposed to be white or if I should make him like white with a little bit of blue on him. Let me know. I can always fix it. Okay, and then our rock, I'm gonna go ahead and do our rock, and that's gonna be like a grayish slate. I guess that, oh yeah, he'll show up if I make him white. Yeah, he'll show up because he's going to be against that blue on that sky. Okay, we're going to make him white. Hold on. Hold up. I think I can still, yeah. Okay, we'll do 2 coats. He's white with a little blue on him, which is kind of pretty, but I'll do another coat to make him white. Okay, then we need gray for our rock. Couple different shades of gray. So I've got Apple Barrel Granite Gray. Oh God, what else do I have? I have like a dark blue gray. That might work. Yeah, that'll be pretty. And what I'm doing here is I just have like both of the grays on my brush. So it's not consistently one color. There's a little bit of dark in here to make it, you know, really look like a rock. I'm just kind of getting some of that on the edge of my sponge stick and maybe giving it a little texture. So I'm just going to leave it like that because I think that looks like a rock. Okay, and then let me think. So before I do the silhouette of Jesus coming out, let me do this first because I'm not sure if I need to do him in like gray because it's like he's kind of going to be in a shadow, right? I don't know. I'm questioning this, y'all. Hopefully this will turn out good. Let me figure out a place to put all this while it dries. Okay, so like I said before, we only need to do this part. We don't need to do the frame up at the top. It is not going to show. So we're going to go ahead and do this because I want this to be grassy green, pretty grass. Another plate. I'm running out of room. So I've got some Parakeet by Apple Barrel, and let's see what other greens I'm going to use. Some Christmas green. And then, of course, we'll do a little bit of white mixed in with that. And let me grab another sponge stick. I'm getting low on, I need some big sponge sticks. I wish I could find somebody selling just big sponge sticks. I have a hard time finding that. I don't really want a lot of the little ones. I end up with a lot of little ones and I use up all my big ones. All Oh, that's pretty for grass. I like that. And doing it with the sponge makes it have like a little bit of texture, so it looks like real grass. That's pretty. And then I'm going to take some white and just kind of get not much on my sponge stick at all, but I do want to blend in a little white just to make that grass pop. All right, I think that looks pretty good for grass. What do y'all think? Looks like a grassy hill. Okay, and our let's see, our crosses. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do brown oxide. I'm going to go back in with purple here for the cloth. And then I'm just going to fix this at the bottom here with green. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to use a brush for my purple. Let's find a good purple color. Thank you, Sonia. I'm trying. This one's a little challenging. I think it's going to be pretty, but it's just a little challenging, so we'll see. It's just paint though, right? I always tell myself it's just paint. And this purple color is Lilac Meadow. And then grabbing just a little bit of white. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Whoops, can y'all see that? I think my purple needs to be a little purplier. Purplier, is that a word? Let me add a little bit of a darker purple. Okay, this is brand new. I haven't opened this one. Velvet Crush by Apple Barrel. That's what we needed, just a little darker purple in there. And then going back with the white for some highlighting. Okay, I think that makes it a little bit more of a vivid purple. It's hard to tell on camera, but all right. So now we're going to do our rock. And I'm going to grab my sponge stick again and my gray. And we're just going to go, because the rock is going to be a separate piece on the front. We already painted that. All right, and then I'm going to do the dark blue gray. The cloth drapes over the cross. You need to paint the wood sections, don't you? Oh, you mean like in between where it comes up right here and right here? Is that what you mean? Like put a little more brown, like up in between right here and right here? Okay, gotcha. Nice. It's not dark enough. All right, hold on. That paint is very thin. We'll just have to do a couple coats of it, but it is very, very thin for some reason. Okay, let me see if I can fix this cross. Okay, I think I might need to do a little bit more brown on there, but I think that looks more like it's draped over. Let me see. I'm looking up a picture. So it comes down in the front and goes over the back. You know, but there's different ways that it's done on here though. Coming down the front and going down the back. Okay. Yeah, they've done it like different ways. Okay, I think that looks better. All right. Let me see if I can find another dark gray that's better than that. Let's do pewter gray. Sorry about that, y'all. I have my phone plugged in. That's my backup phone. But it died. And I don't know why it died because it is plugged in. So I guess the charger maybe is not working. All of a sudden the screen went blank. So hopefully people are still with me because I didn't have to close the video. So y'all comment and let me know if you're still with me or not. Hopefully you are. So now I'm using my regular phone. And let me know if you can see me and hear me. Can you hear me too, Shannon? Oh, good. Sheila says she's still here too. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Yeah, I guess you know how those chargers that you order from Amazon, they just, they don't last very long. Okay, I think this is probably good here. And then, so this is what we got so far. Oh, I love that. That's gonna be pretty. So it does look like the sun is rising. Okay, and then we're going to have the rock and the bird. Let me do the bird. Let me put another quick coat of white on that bird. Since she's supposed to be a dove and I painted her blue. There we go. Okay, sorry, that's off camera. Now, what we need to do is we got to do the lights, but let me first paint the frame that goes on the front. So that's going to be this one. So we're going to paint that. I'm going to go ahead and paint that brown. So let's do that. And we're going to go ahead and get, so let's see, if I do Jesus in light gray, he'll stand out in front of the shadow. Okay, where is that light gray that I just had? Here it is. All right, let him dry. And then I'm going to just take a baby wipe. Oh, and we have our letters to do. Got to paint the lettering. Okay, so I'm just taking a baby wipe and some of that brown paint. So that is the Apple Barrel Brown Oxide. And I'm just going to put a quick coat of brown on this frame. Okay. All right, I'm going to glue all of my sunrise pieces on here just to kind of get them out of the way. And our bird, even though our bird is still wet. Yes, Shannon, I do that to let it show through, but I also do it just because it's quick and easy. But yes, it does let the wood grain show through. So it's like a kind of a faux staining technique. I call it my cheater method. I used to do it all the time. And when I first started painting, and I just keep going back to it because it's just the easiest, quickest way to paint a frame. Trying to work quick so this glue doesn't dry. So these score lines are offset just a little bit so they don't show. Okay, those are on there and we're gonna let that dry. And we need to paint our letters and we'll be ready to do our lights. All right, I'm just gonna do the lettering in white. Okay. And I think that's it with the painting. I think everything is painted, you guys. All right, so let me show you how this all goes together. All right, I have a strand of lights here. I have used this strand of lights before, so it's out of the package, and I've actually lost the cover to these, but I put fresh batteries in them and they do work. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and use them. And I think they have two settings. Like I think they can twinkle or like kind of fade or something like that. So I'll have to play with them a little bit. Of course, an elf has come in here and tangled them in the last hour because they were not tangled before. So I'm just kind of untangling them here, even though I had them already. They're not bad. Hang on just a sec. Not as bad as yarn. I've had a lot of yarn tangles lately trying to do my crochet. Okay, we are all untangled. So what we're going to do is put a piece of tape on the back to keep this battery pack. I don't want to turn this over, like, I don't want to mess this up because it's still kind of wet. But this hole right here is where the lights come through. So we are going to, I'm turning this over and I'm just going to kind of tape these right here on the back. You would, of course, have a cover on your lights because you would not have lost your cover. Okay, I'm sticking this piece of tape to me because it's driving me crazy so I can get it straight. All right. I just don't want that tape to show. There we go. All right, so I'm taping that to the back, and then that way it's not going to flop around when I go to pull these lights through the hole. So I'm feeding the lights up through that hole. Ooh, goodness. And just pulling them through. And I made the hole bigger because I didn't know what kind of lights y'all would have, but you can make it smaller if you want to and know how to do that in the file. But it's not going to show. So it really doesn't matter. Okay, it's all the way through. And I need to make sure that it's not going to show through the front. So the way that I do that is now I don't want all this right here. There's no lights on this. So I'm just going to kind of put that to the side. But I basically want to wrap these around these wooden circles. I'm just kind of going around and wrapping. There's no order that you need to do this in. And if they start popping off and they're driving you crazy, see how they popped off just now? A trick that I did when I did this the last time is to use some glue dots, which are around here somewhere. I have them in my hand. Okay, so these are glue dots. If you've never used these before, these things are awesome. I used them when I used to scrapbook. They come in a roll. And this is another scrapbooking tool. This is from my Stampin' Up! Days. So I would just go on this roll and then just pick one up. Because if you try to pick it up with your fingers, it's going to stick to your hands just like that one just did. And it's just going to drive you crazy and you're not going to get your glue dot where you want your glue dot. So you could just kind of put a glue dot on the circle. Like I kind of put it on the side of the circle and then wrap this around and make sure that you're catching the glue dot because then they're not going to pop off of there. So if they're not behaving themselves, that is my hot tip. So I'm putting it, see how I'm just kind of putting it on the side and then I'm wrapping it around and I'm making sure it catches on that glue dot. So anywhere on the circle that you can stick a glue dot, I'm just going to go ahead and put one on each circle. They're super sticky. These are the mini ones. I love the mini ones. There are some that are bigger, and those are great for some projects, but I find that the mini ones are the ones that I use the most. Did I put one on there yet? No, I didn't. So just somewhere on the side, you could put two if you want to. You could put like one on each side if that helps you. Sometimes they kind of stretch and end up, not in a dot shape anymore, and that's fine. That works for this project. Oh, sorry, Shannon. Going back to your question, I just saw it, the wet brush. If you don't have baby wipes, yes, you could just use a wet brush and some paint, some diluted paint. Or just, a fairly wet brush and just get a little bit of paint on there. Okay, there's one on each circle now. So I'm going to wrap these around. Oh, see, that one came off and stuck to my finger. Now, depending on how long your light strand is, you may need to wrap these a couple of times. I'm just going to kind of see where I end up. And then I'm going to go work my way back in the other direction. So it looks like mine are going to make it around the sun twice, at least. And I just kind of finish off by, going around wherever, and then just kind of tucking it somewhere that it's not going to pop out and get in your way and be trifling and all that. So you can just kind of tuck it under somewhere. Okay, so all our lights are on there. We are just going to end up like tucking this down here. So I'm going to just put a piece of tape. These are wired, which is helpful, the lights. But I'm just going to put a piece of tape down here to keep these. Now remember, your frame has to glue on here, so you don't want these in the way of your frame. So and then you don't want it showing. So just kind of any way you can get a piece of tape there just to hold them in place and not be in the way of your frame and not have it showing. That's all. If you feel the need to do that. Okay, so the next layer that we do is this layer. Let's make sure nothing's going to show. Oh, you know what? See, now I'm doing it wrong. Do you know what, y'all? I painted the wrong layer. I knew I was going to do this. Okay, this is the next one. The one that I painted is not the front. It's not. It goes here, and it is to layer. It's to make space for these. Okay, so once again, y'all know that sometimes this happens to me. Okay, so sorry about that. You do not need to paint this frame here like I did. We're going to paint this frame that has this cutout for the rock, okay? And don't pay attention to this because this is just a flaw in my wood. I don't even know if y'all could see that. It's just like a little burn mark or something. I didn't want to recut it because this is just going in my house. So that goes next. Then this, and that way, because I was like, wait a minute, that is not setting flush. That way this sets flush on here. And then this one goes on the top and we do the rock and the lettering and Jesus. Okay, so since we're doing that, let's take our baby wipe and let's stain the correct layer. Where'd my baby wipe go? I'll get another one. Still have some brown paint on my plate. Let me see if I can make it last. Need a little bit more. Luckily, that was not a very time-consuming mistake, and it didn't make us have to go recut anything, right? But if y'all have watched my shaker videos, I have done that so many times. I'm like, wait a minute, I just painted a layer that is not going to show on the front. Back up, rewind, hold the phone. Okay, so not a big deal. Problem solved. There we go. All right, so we're going to glue this one down. Now, I know this is not laying flat because of that battery pack, but this sign is actually going to stand up. So it does not matter that it's not laying flat. All right, so just like this, but again, this did not need to be painted. And I'm just going to make sure that's going to stick and be even and all of that. This glue dries pretty quick. Sometimes I use clamps. So if we're not live on a live video with y'all waiting for me to finish painting, I would clamp this for maybe just a minute or two. But this wood is not warped, so it's actually sticking very nicely. Okay, now the next layer is this layer. So we just need to put our glue on the frame part. I am getting towards the end of this little glue. I was trying to use the rest of it up. Okay. All right, now I'm going to clamp this because we're getting a few layers going here. And we definitely want to make sure that, see how that's popping up on there? We want to make sure we're getting that on straight. Okay, I've got clamps on this one, so we'll leave that on for a minute or so. I can go ahead and put my lettering on though. And I can go ahead and put Jesus on right there. Okay, now all we need to do is put the front on. Just don't know if these clamps can come off quite yet though. I think we'll be all right. and our rock. Okay. I'm going to turn it on. Are y'all ready? I need to clamp it again though. I can see it like lifting a little bit right here. And let me get that. I'm wiping some paint off that's still not dry from the frame. Hold on. You definitely want these little rubber tips because sometimes they come off. Like this one, it came off on that side. I could feel it starting to dig into the wood. So just be careful. See how they slide off sometimes. And I think I've lost a couple. But these are important because when you clamp your wood, then it just doesn't, yeah, this side needs to be clamped too. It doesn't dig into it and scratch it. All right. I'm going to leave those 2 clamps on, but let me turn this on. Y'all fingers crossed these lights still work. You ready? Oh, they're on. You just can't see them. Hold on. I need to put the lights off in here. Let me turn these 2 lights off and see if you can see it. I didn't think they worked there for a second. I was like, oh no, after all that. All right. I think you can see that enough. Let me turn it off and on and you can see. All right. There it is off. And there it is on. Isn't that pretty? I just love it. It's going to look so pretty in the dim light. I have a lot of daylight coming in through the window right now, so you can't see it that well. But I'll take some pictures I'll have to close the blinds and get it darker in here, and then I'll take some pictures and video so y'all can see. But it needs to be clamped for a few more minutes, and then I think it'll be good. I need to fix this little. I need the darker brown. Fix that little area on my wood. So I can see that's kind of chipped right there. All right, y'all. Let's see if I can unclamp it. Yeah. I'm gonna leave her clamped for a little bit longer. But that's it. Not as hard as y'all thought, right? All right. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget, if you want to join the club, the doors close at midnight on Sunday. And this is one of 4 bonus files that you'll get when you join. If you missed the other videos I did, I've gone live the last 4 days. You can scroll back on my page and see those videos and see all the other files that are free bonuses this week. So I will talk to y'all in the next one. Thanks for joining me. Bye.